Namaskara. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're listening, and welcome to this episode of Perspective Platoon with Prateek. The guest this week is Ganesh Sai Uttej Kayala. Ganesh and I, or as we know him over here as Blue, have known each other for close to 4 years now and have been very close friends since then. In the 4 years that I've known him, we've had a ton of random conversations, and you're going to get a glimpse of that on this episode. It's just two Indian dudes that have come together and spoken about topics like arranged marriage from the context of Indian culture. We spoke about his relationship with his family, and we also spoke about the lack of love in our lives, if you will. Like every episode, this episode is also filled with our opinions, so take them with a grain of salt if you like. This episode is also filled with moments of laughter, some feelings of sorrow, and unfortunately, some background noise, and I apologize for the latter. So, without further ado, I present to you Ganesh Sai Uttej Kayala on this episode of Perspective Platoon with Prateek. Hey Ganesh, how's it going?
What's up? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Nice.
Let's start off by introducing yourself. Let the people know who you are.
Oh, so full introduction. Nice. Many of don't know. My full name is Ganesh Sai Uttej Kayala, but people I go by Ganesh here. So most of the people, like not most of the, all of the people know that I'm Ganesh. They call me by Ganesh because they think it's simpler. But my real name is Uttej, and the story behind that is my uncle messed up my passport application. So Ganesh became my first name, and then Uttej became my middle name now. So people call me Ganesh, and I'm comfortable with that. So that's how Ganesh is here now. Yep.
So basically,
So
a lot of people. I mean, I've known this, but a lot of people by here. You said where do you mean by here?
in the United States. So like everyone know, I go to I study finance at University of Central Oklahoma, and I'm senior right now. So yeah, most like people in all like say people in the United States know me as Ganesh. No one knows who Uttej is.
But people back home know you as Uttej.
Yeah, people back home don't know who Ganesh is. People back home know who Uttej is. So there's that. Yeah.
Alter ego. Alter ego.
Alter
Ganesh
ego.
over here,
Yeah, you
Uttej
can say that. Yeah, alter ego. You can say that. There you go.
Yeah. So you said you're studying finance at
Uh-huh.
UCO. What are some of your interests, some of your hobbies, some of your future aspirations?
So, coming to future aspirations, my goal since the 12th standard, since I was 15, it's been to become a stockbroker at New York Stock Exchange, which is in New York. That was my goal. Like that's my where I want to be in my future. And coming to hobbies, I play video games a lot. Like I own PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, PlayStation Portable, PC. You name the platform, I got it. And thanks to my roommates for that. But yeah, I have everything. That's my main hobby. And my other hobby is hanging out with friends, which you are one of them.
Yeah.
And driving around, and I have a car and driving around
Yeah.
in the city, and those are my hobbies. And
What
my
game are you
interest,
playing right now? Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no problem. My interest, like cooking, is one of my interests. But I don't cook a lot, but I can. Well, when I do cook, I cook good. That's what my
Yeah, you do
roommates tell
cook
me.
pretty well. You cook pretty well.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I'm lazy. I can say that. But yeah, when I do cook, I like to cook it good. There's that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was asking what kind of games do you play?
Oh, right now, I'm playing a couple of games, but mainly I'm playing Batman Arkham Knight on PlayStation 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2, which my roommate forced me to get. But yeah, I'm playing that. That's one of the expensive games I bought. Yeah.
But hey, you're enjoying it, so I guess that's what
Oh yeah,
matters,
it
right?
is a pretty big game, and yeah, it's kind of boring. It's kind of long, but yeah, I like it. I like the story and all that. Yeah, it's good.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Cool. So we're gonna transition into some of the stuff that we're gonna talk about today.
Sure.
Starting off with family. I mean, I know knowing you personally, I know that
Mhm.
family plays a huge role in your life. So do you want to
Yes, it
talk
does.
a little bit more about your family and why you have the connection that you do?
Sure,
Maybe
sure, sure.
family.
Yeah, let's do that. For me personally, our family consists of my family, and our family consists of
Mm,
my mom, my
mm,
dad,
mm,
and my brother. I have an elder
mm.
brother who's also kind of my enemy. I would say that, but yeah, I love him. I love him to the
uh,
core.
yeah.
But yeah, these like and these this is my world. I like to say
Mm,
that. I'd come out and say that this is my world, and my family is my world. And my father, who is late, he passed away in 2019. He
mm,
was my best friend
mm,
and the only guy that I go to with my problems. He's like my go-to guy. Like
mm,
how in Fast and Furious, how do they say ride or die? He was
mm,
my ride or die.
mm,
And yeah, he passed away in 2019 of October.
mm,
And yeah, and my mother, he's like I could say she's my superhero.
mm,
She's my backbone for everything. Like
mm,
how I am, so the way I am today is because of her. And the
mm,
way everyone says that I'm mature, but I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But
mm,
yeah, it's because of her. And my
mm,
brother, he's my other best friend, I could
mm,
say, man, my enemy. So
mm,
that is my family.
mm,
Yeah. And if you want to know the names, my father's name is Kayala Venkata Jairam, and my
mm,
mom is Nirmala, who's also a housemaker. And
mm,
my brother, he works for Fort Media in Mumbai. He's back in Mumbai. So right now he
mm,
took all the responsibility of my after my father, and
mm,
he's back home to like taking care of my mom.
mm.
So that's my family.
Gotcha. Isn't
Yeah.
Fort Media part of being Indian? Is it or is it not?
No, no, it's different
It's
company.
a different
He
company.
moved. Yeah, he came out of that last September, I would say.
Okay.
And yeah, and now he's part of Fort Media. He's a producer, and I don't know, and I don't like to ask him what he does, but yeah, I know he
Okay.
does some kind of work.
Gotcha. Gotcha. For those of
Mhm,
you who don't know, Being Indian was another YouTube channel. Was a YouTube channel based off of
mhm,
India where they made a lot of sketches and they had a famous
mhm,
personality called Sahil Cutter who used to go around and or his
yeah,
name was Sahil Cutter rather, who would go out
mhm,
and talk to people about random topics. So it's a fun channel.
mhm.
Like if you want to check it out, Being Indian is a fun channel to check
Yeah,
out.
and he has a lot of content in that. If you can type his name Ganesh Sai Dheeraj, you would get the videos he produced. There's a
Mm.
list, and you can go check it out. They're pretty fun, I
Cool.
would say, but I don't like his work. But yeah, I would say that they're pretty fun.
Why do you not like his work? Because he's
I'm just kidding.
anime?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I like his work because I
Mm-hmm.
was not a part of it. I was never a part of it. Like back in the day, back when he was studying, when he was in college, he used to make these short films. I requested, I literally begged, but I was never a part of it. I produced one, I sponsored one, but I was never part of it.
Why
I
was
don't
that?
like his work
Why was that?
because he didn't want his small brother to be in the movies because he thought I would mess it up, which I kind
Oh,
of did. But yeah, there's that.
okay. I guess he has a reason, right?
Yeah, I mean, sure, why not? But I sponsored one. Come on.
Yeah, he could give you maybe he could have given you like a sort
Yeah,
of what are those roles called? A special appearance. There we go.
he did. He did for a 1 second role. We shot that. It took like nearly 5 to 6 takes, but
Uh.
that was a 1 second shot, and he dubbed for that. I didn't dub my voice. He dubbed my voice. What is that? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
uh, oh boy.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Yep.
you mentioned that your mom is
Mhm.
your superhero, and
Mhm.
knowing you personally, I know you're someone who likes like superheroes. You
Oh yeah.
like DC and Marvel and all that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. Like, what is it
Yep.
about your mom for you? Like you said that she's your backbone.
Mhm.
What is it about her that makes her your backbone or makes her your superhero?
So I make my decisions. Like
Mm,
I can make decisions about everything, but whatever I can't make, I never get confused because I always go to my mom. People say that it's a kind of silly thing, but I don't think it is. I just go
mm,
every time. I just go to my mom. She every time, she never misses it. She every time has a solution for it.
mm,
Every time she has a solution, and she has the right solution.
mm,
Because I personally think all, just not my mom, every mom thinks the best for their children. So
yeah.
whatever she says, I think it's for my best, and I just follow it.
Mm,
And yeah, she's kind of my backbone. Whenever I'm low, and whenever I talk to her, she's like she boosts me right up, right then and there. She doesn't even take time for that. I
mm,
mean, I guess every mom does that, but yeah,
yeah.
there's my mom does that too.
Mm.
Yeah, that
Well,
makes it like that's what I'm saying. A mom is a superhero for every son and daughter, every child,
mm,
despite of everything. So yeah,
yeah.
my mom is my superhero too. I would say my dad as well, but yeah, right now my
Mm.
mom.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think, like you
Mhm.
said, at all times, like moms or parents for that matter,
Yeah.
are usually thinking for the best of their children.
Mhm.
Um, and at least in Indian culture, a lot of it is very tight knit, usually. So, yeah, you said something about how people find you going to your mom for
Yeah.
solutions silly. Why do you think they find it silly?
Because apparently I got to know after I came here, I moved to
Mm,
United States, I came to know that I was called a mama's boy. I don't know. I
mm,
still don't know what the term is,
okay.
to be honest.
Mm,
Yeah. So whenever, let's say, whenever I get my free time, I call my mom. I
mm,
don't call anyone else. I used to call my dad, but my dad, once my dad said, I asked him, but
mm,
whenever, so let's say, whenever I was home, we
mm,
could talk for hours. We go
mm,
out, we talk for hours and all that. But on phone, he talks for like 6 seconds, 6 to 7 seconds, a minute
mm,
to the max. And I asked him why. He said, I'm too lazy to talk on the phone. I was like, sure, why not? Then yeah, I could.
yeah.
Then I started talking to my. That's when I started talking to my mom hours and hours, to be honest.
Mm,
Then everyone thinks that I was okay. This is the I recently got to know this.
mm,
People thought I have a girlfriend because I'm on phone for hours. Then I told everyone. Then I explained to everyone that no, I don't have a girlfriend. That is my mom.
uh,
Yeah, so so that's, I guess that's why they call me mama's boy. I go
mm,
for every solution. I go to my mom for every problem that I have. Like I just share. I'm not
mm,
saying that I go to my mom, but I just share to my mom. I'm comfortable sharing to my mom rather than
mm,
sharing with others. I don't know why. I don't know the reason, but yeah.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe it's
But yeah.
because like you've had that bond with your mom where she's maybe made you feel comfortable enough to go up to her and talk to her
Mhm.
like about anything, be it
Yeah.
girl problems or be it the way you're
Oh yeah.
feeling or anything, you know? Yeah.
Yep. Actually, my mom was the one to give me the birds and beestalk. That's what the
Mm,
term is here. The
yeah.
birds and beestalk and everything about, let it say, about the periods and all that. I
Mm,
I heard it from my mom. But yeah, and I heard my professor. I remember my professor telling me that not a lot of people have a mom like that.
mm,
But yeah, I personally think most of the moms these days are like that.
mm,
It's the moms, or let's say parents, per
mm,
se, give the advice like that. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I personally never had the birds and the beestalk. And for those
Oh
of you
yeah, I
wondering
get it.
who what the birds and the beestalk is, I don't know if that term is commonly known in India. I don't know. Not
Mm.
sure. But it's just talk about sexual life, for the lack of a better
Oh
term. To put
God.
it crudely. To put it crudely.
Yeah. To be honest, it was a little uncomfortable, but it's
Yeah.
best coming from my mom, rather than coming from someone else or some stranger, or in class with 30 other people and something like that. It's better coming from my mom though. It was a little
Yeah, yeah.
awkward,
Mm,
uncomfortable. I would say that. But it was good.
mm, yeah, for sure. I think it's better than using the internet as a source of information.
Oh
Like,
God, no.
now knowing what I know, I definitely say that coming from parents is definitely way more better than
Hmm.
it coming from the internet. But hey, people make their own choices.
Sure.
So yeah.
Mhm.
And yeah, like I said, I think the reason, or you said like you're a mama's boy, and like you said, it's because it's the fact that you go back to her so often for like
Mm.
solutions or anything like that. I guess
Yeah.
that's the tag. That's why you've gotten the tagline "Mama's Boy." And I think the reason, like you were saying, you don't know why people necessarily find it silly. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's mainly because a lot of kids, and for right or for wrong reasons, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not here to justify whether it's right or wrong,
Mm-hmm.
usually don't share everything with their parents because there is that boundary. They're not
Mm-hmm.
comfortable sharing everything with their parents, whereas you are,
Yeah.
which makes it different.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
if you're willing to share whatever you're comfortable sharing,
Sure.
what kind of conversations do you have with your mom for like a few, like 2 or 3 hours?
Well, let's say, I have like, my mom knows all about my crushes that I had
Mm.
so far. Sorry for my hand gestures. I'm
It's
used to
okay.
that. So
It's okay.
yeah.
It's okay.
So yeah, my mom knows all about my crushes. I mean,
Mm,
there's only that one girl I love. There's one, let's say, that my first love or something like that. My parents know about that.
mm,
And it was back in high school in 12th, 11th standard,
yeah.
11th, 12th standard. I think it's still going on, but yeah. No, it's just one side though, one side.
One-sided
Yeah.
love. One-sided
One-sided
love.
love. Yeah, let's say it's
Mm,
been going on for like, it started in, I would say, 2014, and
mm,
it's still going on, I guess. Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, I'm comfortable sharing anything with my mom. There's
mm,
nothing that I wouldn't share, because I personally think it's better coming from us than rather than coming. It's a thing back in India, coming from strangers. I think it's better coming from us, either if it's good or bad, rather than coming from strangers saying that your son did this or your son did that and something, like pointing out. So yeah.
Mm.
That's the reason I share everything. And these are the kind of silly topics I share, and there's a serious topics I share as well, all about my career, my education, and whatever it is, like my plans I have for future. Not that I have many, but yeah, I
Mm.
share everything. Yeah, I
Mm.
share everything.
Mm.
And there's that.
Gotcha.
I share silly topics and serious topics as well.
Mm. No, I think that's good. I think in a way it's good because, like you said, it's better. It's better when it comes from the source than it
Hmm.
does from like it being cooked and like
Yeah.
added spices, added masala,
Sure. Yes.
reaching.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
True.
I think it's better. It's better coming from the source rather than
Sure.
from someone who's added a little bit of spice just to
Mm.
make things a little more spicy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, for sure. I think I think I can agree with that too.
Yep.
You mentioned something about love and stuff, and this is a conversation
Oh,
that we've had
yeah, no problem.
um, out of like in random situations too.
Uh,
But I just wanted to talk about it because I don't
sure.
think people like at least I don't think it's spoken about that much at least.
Hmm.
And that is
Yeah.
about arranged marriage. What is your view on arranged marriage?
So I personally don't have any experience with. I mean, like in knowledge wise, I
Mm,
don't have any experience with arranged marriage because my parents they went through a love marriage. They got together when they were like, I guess they've known each other 6 years before they got married.
okay.
And my all my relatives, most of my relatives, gone through love marriage kind of thing.
Mm,
But yeah, my opinion on love marriage is like there's more responsibility in it
mm,
per se because it's not just two people involved and it's the two families involved in an arranged marriage
mm,
because it's like I mean to put it in one point I would say it's like two families getting married,
mm,
two families sticking together rather than in love marriage just like you need two people to get married. I'm not saying it's the whole thing per se, but yeah,
mm,
I that's my point of view though. It's
mm,
my point of view about arranged marriage though. But in
mm,
India, as you know, I think you would know, but 99% of marriages are arranged marriages though,
mm,
not necessarily these days, but yeah, in general, that's what I would
mm.
say.
Yeah,
It's my
usually the trend used to be arranged
hmm
marriages, but it's
arranged
not as
marriages
much. It's not as much
anymore.
anymore. I mean, people still have arranged marriages, not that they
Oh yeah,
don't,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. There's like yeah, and yeah, I think you might have heard about the matrimony sites. That it's like a
mm.
official Tinder. I mean, I didn't know about that till my
Official
roommate
Tinder.
started. Yeah, I would say that. I mean, yes, my roommates recently started a profile on this Telugu matrimony because he's a Telugu. So it's like basically it's like Tinder. So you upload your profile. There's a you once you upload your profile, you have to pay for it for like premium subscription, and then after you pay that, there's a lot of girls profiles that pop up, and you just have to select, look at their profile and say yes or no. That's it. It's basically it's Tinder.
I
And
think with
then one,
Tinder, oh, sorry to
uh,
interrupt you, but I think with
yeah,
Tinder, with Tinder, I think the thing is that people use it for more than just dating.
uh,
I'll put it that way. People
okay.
use Tinder and dating apps over here for a lot more than just matrimony.
Oh, sure.
I would say that'd be the difference. But no, go ahead. You were
Yeah,
talking.
that's what I said.
Right.
Official Tinder. That's like like more what do you say, classical way of Tinder. I would say that. But
Mm,
it's just a basic like a dating app where families are involved. That's it. Like a mom can upload her daughter's profile, a
mm,
profile on behalf of her daughter, and a father can do that, or a sister can do that, a friend can do that. So on
mm,
behalf of the groom or bride, I would say.
mm,
Yeah,
mm,
but yeah, my roommate he did for himself though.
mm,
Yeah, so there's that. That's still and I guess arranged marriage is sort of open in that way.
mm.
And there's like matrimony, what do you call marriage bureaus, where you can go in
Like
and give
brokers and stuff.
yeah, brokers and stuff. You can give the details and they can find a groom for you. I
Mm,
think it's a good way, but I don't personally like this matrimony thing. I didn't like it.
mm, mm,
But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that's all I know about
mm.
arranged marriages back in India.
Mm. I just want to preface this by saying that neither of
Sure.
us, like he said earlier, neither of us have much knowledge about this, but it's just
Mhm.
our opinions that we're sharing. Because I think we need to have conversations about this also. Because I think a lot of the times
Mhm.
um, we can be kept in the dark. And I don't know if
Mhm.
that's um, on purpose or not, but sometimes we're
Mhm.
not aware of like the nuance that's associated with arranged marriages and love
Yep.
marriages. And I think a lot of the times, at least, there's a bad rap. Arranged marriages get a bad rap, at least
Mhm.
outside of India, because of how what's the word I'm looking for? I think with love marriage there is a sense of freedom, or people
Mhm.
feel like there is a sense of freedom.
Mhm.
wherein like if you feel like the love is not there, you can switch partners and sort of like do your own thing. Whereas with arranged marriage, the belief is that you are stuck together for the rest of your life or so
But
on.
hmm yeah, sorry to interrupt, but I
Mm.
don't think that per se, because but in the end you need love to
Yeah.
for them to stick together. They need love, and
Oh yeah.
without love they can't have children, then and they have children,
Mm.
and they get stay. I mean, they're staying together for 30, 40, 50 years, and
Yeah.
I don't think that can happen without love. But
Mm.
yeah, I would say in the end. So in arranged marriages, I think the only thing that happens is parents or brokers do find the partners for each other,
Yeah.
and then the love starts. Coming to
Mm.
love marriage, they find their partners themselves, and then everything else happens. That's
Mm.
the only difference that in my opinion, that's the only difference
Mm. Yeah.
between arranged marriage and love marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember a relative
Mm-hmm.
of mine saying this story. So
Mm-hmm.
apparently she came. So this is my grandmother's sister who lives
Mm-hmm.
back in India, and when she came
Okay.
down here to the States,
Mm-hmm.
because her husband works here in the States, and she came down
Okay.
here, and this one time, one of her husband's friends who was American came up to her and
Mm-hmm.
asked her like, how were you able to stay without him for so long? Like, she said that it was just because of the way our culture is and so on and so forth. And like the response she got was that if it was me, I probably would have gone away and eloped and looked for someone else, because
Oh.
she hadn't seen her husband, like
Mm-hmm.
my grandmom's sister. She hadn't
Mm-hmm.
seen him like physically for I think close to 10 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think for some people they can find it really surprising
Yep.
the fact that people like partners
Mm-hmm.
can stay away for that long and still like sort
Yep.
of keep things alive in that manner.
Mm-hmm.
And
True.
yeah, like it's very interesting to sort of compare,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
especially because like I said, we're in the generation where arranged marriages tend to get a bad rap
Yeah.
sometimes. But yeah, they have their pros and cons, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything does.
I personally think it would depend on the couple and the partners,
Mm,
and the couple per se. But yeah, it just
mm,
depends on them.
yeah.
There's no like arranged marriages and love marriages.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I don't have that. We don't have that kind of experience. So yeah,
Yeah, neither of
we
us
don't know.
do. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but
Yeah, there's that.
it's just two Indian dudes talking about arranged marriage. But I
Sure.
think it's a fun conversation to have, because I think
Sure.
we can learn from the perspectives that people have of
Mhm.
arranged marriage, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, transitioning into a slightly different topic. It is based around
Mhm.
love still. Um,
Uh-huh.
I know. Well, I mean, I don't know if this is entirely true, but or not that it's not entirely true, but neither of us have girlfriends at the moment. I think we've both been single for our whole
As long as we
lives.
can remember, yes, the whole life.
Our
Sure.
whole life, yeah. I've been single for
Yeah.
22 years, and you've been single for
21
20
years.
years, 21 years, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
for you as an Indian guy,
Mm-hmm.
um, what is it like being single from your own perspective?
Well, I don't know. Like, so if anyone would ask me, I would say I'm just finding for the right girl. That's it.
Okay.
I just stopped right there,
Mm.
because I don't know. It's not that. I wouldn't personally say it's that bad to be single, because there's
No,
other
yeah.
things. Yeah, there's other things in life where we could concentrate on, like
Yeah.
career and like family. Like I said, the free time I have, either I play games or hang out with my friends or talk to my mom. Mostly talking to my mom.
Mm.
But yeah, there's these other things. But yeah, there's sometimes, looking at other couples, seeing them, sharing an ice cream, doing stuff that we couldn't do. There's spending holidays with them, romantically going around skating rings, roller skating rings, and all that. Yeah, looking at that, yes, I would get sort of jealous looking at them.
Uh,
But yeah, at the same time, what can we do? We
right.
can't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
try. There's times I looked at a girl. I wanted to ask her out, but that, like I said, a part of me still loves that girl who's back in India.
Mm.
I don't know when I'm gonna get out of that, but yeah, the day I come out of it, then yeah, sure, we'll see. Maybe then I can start looking for a right girl. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm still waiting for that girl. There's that hope, small hope.
Just that
Yeah,
little
part
bit
of
of
me,
hope. Just
a
that
little
little
bit,
bit of
yeah,
hope.
little
Yeah.
bit, yes, where I can go back to that girl. Who knows?
Mm.
Might or might not. Yeah, I'd like to wait.
Yeah.
So let's see. Who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah, but if I can find a right girl, like like I said, like I tell everyone, if I can find a right girl, then sure, if that
Yeah.
happens, it happens. I'm not the one to judge.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
where life takes me.
Fair, fair,
No.
fair. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Yeah, I think especially because we're staying away from home, maybe there is, at least this is how I personally feel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I've been someone who's lived away from my parents for close to 10 years, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen them every year because I used to live in India with my grandmom and then I moved here. So I lived with my grandmother for about 6 years and then I moved here.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been here for close to 4 years. So I think sometimes scenarios like that can make us feel alone. Um,
Yes,
which is why sometimes when we see people, we're like, oh, I wish I had that too.
I had that.
Uh,
Yes, there's that. I
yeah,
wish I just had that.
yeah,
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 for a moment though, I wouldn't say it would drag along, but yeah, that for that moment till we see them, then we're back to normal. Hey, come on, buddy, let's go out and
yeah, yeah,
do whatever you're doing.
yeah.
That's it.
Have you tried?
Yeah. What?
Have you tried looking for someone?
Oh, not per se. No, I did not.
You don't know.
No, no,
Hmm.
I did not. Like I because I didn't find anyone like that till now. I have been sure I have a lot of friends who are
Hmm.
girls, but I never find anyone like that, with that sort of connection or something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
in future I might, but till now I don't. Right now I don't.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm not ready or something like that.
Yeah, no, I think
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot to learn being single too. Not
Mm-hmm.
saying that you can't learn anything being in a relationship. Of course, you learn a lot about
Oh
you.
God, a lot, a
But
lot.
I think there's a lot of things that you can also fix being single that could maybe
Mm-hmm.
maybe make you a better partner when you start dating
Sure.
somebody. I mean, I'm no love coach or anything like that. But I just think that being single also teaches you a lot of things. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying I've not tried. I've definitely tried too.
Mm.
And I'll probably leave this like at least my side of the story for a future episode where I talk about my
Mm.
perspective on love. But yeah, it's not that I've not tried myself. I've definitely tried too. But
Mm-hmm.
like you said, sometimes it comes down to that realization of understanding that it's
Yeah.
it's not possible every single time to like, oh,
Mm.
I like this person. This person is definitely the one. But
Yeah.
it's not as cutthroat as
True.
that. Like
True.
it
True.
takes time
True.
to sort of develop and sort of
Mm-hmm.
like take things from there. Um, but yeah, uh, what is
Mm-hmm.
love to you for an Indian
Love to
21
me.
year old? Yeah, what
So
is love
okay,
to you?
whenever someone asks what love is to me, and I just give one example.
Mm,
So this is like my not my father or mom told me a worker who is like he was a day worker. If you know
mm.
what that is,
A day laborer.
who day labor. Let's say labor. He
Mm,
told me that when we went to visit my father's factory, he
mm,
would say that, or go down like we say in India,
yeah.
like a factory or a factory sort of thing.
Mm,
So when we went there to visit him, it was on our way to a pilgrimage that we were taking it, like a sort of temple. We were going to a temple, and it was on the way. So what happens is my dad used to work like a 18-hour shift back in the day when I was back I was like 4 or 5 years old. 4 years old. We hardly saw our dad back then.
mm,
So he used to come home at night at midnight at 12 a.m. and he used to leave house at morning at 4 again.
mm,
So he used to hardly have 3 hours of sleep. And he used to sleep on the way there. So it was long way
mm,
back and forth. So and he used to my he never ate outside. Every day my mom used to make a lunchbox for him. So in order to do that, she used to go to sleep after my dad came home, which is like
mm,
let's for example say 1 a.m. And
mm,
she used to get up at 3 a.m. again to make sure he gets his lunchbox again for the day.
mm,
And if you can tell by that timing, making a lunchbox at 4, he used to 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
mm,
And when my dad gets over there, it would be now, let's say his lunch was, let's say even if it's at 12 p.m. like everyone has his lunch. So what happened was every day the staff that worked under my dad and everyone, they used to get lunch from outside, because as I said, so no lunch would be that good for that long of a period. So
mm,
they used to get lunch from outside. And my dad's lunch by that time it was used to get cold and all that. It wouldn't
Mm,
stay hot, of course, no matter in what box you put, it wouldn't
mm,
stay hot, it wouldn't stay warm. It used to got cold. And they used to ask my dad, why are you, so we are getting food for us, sir, can we get food for you as well? My dad never said yes to them. my
mm,
my dad always ate that box that was prepared my dad. And when they asked why are you eating it, my dad used to say, my wife made this box for me, waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I would just eat that. So that is
mm,
love for me.
mm,
And if that's not love, I don't know what it is. So yeah,
mm,
for me, whenever someone asks me about love, I just give them that example. I want that kind of love right there.
mm,
It's like it's a two-way love. So yeah,
mm.
that's love for me. Yeah.
That is really
I know it's
beautiful.
simple. Yeah. I like it. I like when he said, when the worker told me that thing, I just realized it. But I would say at that time I was 12 years old. But yeah, I really like that story, and I stuck to it ever since.
Mm.
Yeah. I want that kind of love. If I can find that kind of love, yeah, sure, someday.
You'll be a lucky man.
Yeah. Oh
Mm.
no, everyone would be.
Mm. Yeah, if
Anyone would
everybody
be.
could, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Anyone would be lucky.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you think you're understanding from the day that that person, like a staff
Mm-hmm.
member who works with your dad? I mean, sure,
Mm-hmm.
you said you were 12 years old, so maybe there
Yeah.
wasn't much that you understood at that point in
Mm-hmm.
time. But maybe from, let's say, like your late teenage years to
Mm-hmm.
20-year-old you, how has the
Mm-hmm.
understanding of love changed for you?
I don't know. I don't think it has changed that much. So
Mm,
okay, there was a time where I thought love was just, it's all like butterflies and all that. Butterflies go around. There's like a Disney story. When I used to watch a lot of Disney movies, I thought, okay, one day a princess will come, and no, I'll be the Prince Charming, and she would be the Snow White and all that. There was that time. I didn't say it. I was always mature. But
mm,
yeah, coming through the time, after, I would personally say, after moving to United States, I got real idea of what love would be, and how our parents back there, and how did it back then, in that time. How was that? Yeah, I got a sort of clear idea. Let's
mm,
say being matured, and I would say I would give some of that credit to you. Yeah, I would say you played a big role, in part of being mature, acting mature.
mm,
So yeah, there's that. Like
mm,
my roommate would say, a person's character can be decided by the 10 people around him that he is friends
mm,
with. So
mm,
yeah, you played a major part. I would give that
mm.
credit to you though.
I appreciate you saying that. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's not me. Like, I think we all like learn things from people, but it's
Yeah.
about how like we want to end up like interpreting that into our lives. So I appreciate you saying that, but I think it's again
Uh-huh.
something that you had to sort of adapt and
Yeah, sure.
understand. But yeah, because yeah, like you said, like love can seem like it's all butterflies and
Hmm.
all wonderful, all colorful, but then yeah, like you said, that's it's not just that. Like there are moments where
Yeah.
things are dark, and this is
Mhm.
coming from two dudes who've not necessarily
Sure.
experienced love
Experience it,
to
right? Yeah.
steal your hand gesture, but
Hmm.
it's something that we've seen around us, where
Hmm.
it's not just butterflies. Like, there's moments when things are dark. And I think, like, if you think back, I mean, I'm not asking you to share or anything, but if you think back, like, I'm sure there's been experiences where you've seen that
Hmm.
maybe there was some fights between your parents, or
Oh yeah.
things like that. So like, it's that itself shows you that
Yeah.
there is a good side and a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
difficult side
So
to it.
sorry to interrupt. So
Yeah.
to sum it up, I would say love
Mm,
is like being responsible for each other, not just themselves, but being
mm,
responsible for each other. It might be a dad and a son being responsible for each other, a wife and husband. So
mm,
that is love, being trusting each other. So
mm,
no matter what they go through, no matter what like other people say, no matter what the society would say, as we think in India, no matter what
mm,
they say, at the end you should have each other's side. You should
mm,
trust each other. You should be responsible for each other, no matter like how wrong he is, how right he is. First, listen to what they say. Listening plays a big part of that. That's
mm,
what I would think. Listening and trusting, and being responsible for each other.
mm,
And that's, yeah, I think that's what love is at the end, to sum
mm,
it up.
mm.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah. So I'm gonna interrupt you real quick. Avoid hitting the table.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm
It's
sort of
okay.
in the
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's
mood.
okay. No, I like the fact that you're
Okay.
in the zone, but it's just sort of
You're
interruption in
good.
between.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, like you said, like it's a lot about responsibility for eeach
Mm-hmm.
other. and compromise and things like that. And
Mhm.
I was listening to Jay Shetty, who I guess is a long lost brother. Who knows, right? Who is he? My
Yeah,
relative? I
why
don't know.
not?
I don't know. Sure, he has
Why
the
not?
same last name as I do. So,
Sure.
but no, I was watching him or listening to him talk on a podcast called the Ranveer Show, which is by
Mhm.
this Indian YouTuber by the name Beer Biceps. Which I'll link that. I'll link that podcast down below in the description if anybody is interested. But basically, he was talking about love, and he was talking about how there's like differences in relationships and like three types of relationships. Where he mentioned that one relationship can end up being a situation where um, one person might be the parent while the other person might be the child in that case.
Mhm.
Like when you compare it in terms of like growth rates as people, um, the parent is sort of helping the child grow but is not necessarily getting anything back from the child. Like that person is not experiencing growth of their own because
Mhm.
they're giving their all to sort of help the child grow. And the
Mhm.
second relationship is switched around, a second type of relationship, and the growth rate associated with that is switched the other way around, where one person is like let's say the female is the parent and the male is
Mhm.
the child. There too, like the growth rates are not the same, so there can be a lot of like discrepancies, or there can be a lot of difficulties that people can sort of go through in that phase. But he was talking about the sweet spot, like the best kind of relationship in terms of growth rate being the third kind, where you're
Mhm.
both helping each other grow. And it's not like you're constantly doing the same thing. It's like, for example, if you're low, your partner can lift you up, and if your
Yep.
partner is low, like you can lift them up.
Of
So
them all.
yeah, and I think
They're
that
being responsible for each other.
exactly,
Yeah.
which is why it
Mhm.
reminded me of that.
Nice.
When you said being responsible, it
Mhm.
reminded me of what I'd heard
Mhm.
Jay Shetty say on that podcast. So yeah, like, and I think that's something that I mean, not to say that it's not associated with love marriage, but
Mhm.
whenever people, like, at least when my parents or my mom has spoken to me about arranged marriage, she always
Mhm.
tells me like, see, this is the positive side of arranged marriage, is that, you know, like,
Mhm.
you learn to compromise, you learn to grow together, and you learn to sort of adapt and sort of adjust and
Yeah.
do what's best for the family sometimes.
Mhm.
And sure, I'm not saying it doesn't have its drawbacks. And again,
Mhm.
like, we started this conversation saying like we have no experience
No
whatsoever.
experience. Just
This
what we
is
know from our parents. That's it, to be honest.
exactly. We're just
Yeah.
spitballing the stuff that we know.
Mhm.
So
So yeah, sorry to interrupt, but
yeah.
going back to the topic arranged marriage and love, to
Mm,
be honest, so let's say, so from our perspective, we know that when there is an arranged marriage happening, between a couple, we know then they don't know anything about each other. But if you see them after their marriage, and they might have their fights, and they might have their fights, and we can see that a girl goes to, let's say, to her mom, for example. I'm just giving an example. It might be
mm,
not the same way, but yeah, I'm just giving an example.
mm,
A girl can say, go to their mom or her parents, saying that I have so and so problem. But when the parents try to give her some suggestion, saying that, okay, do this to your husband, do, I mean, like, saying that, defend yourself, let's say they are, let's say they're angry, they're mad at
mm.
her husband. She immediately, without any timing or something, anything, without any, not, I mean,
Hesitation.
what do you say, thought, yeah, without
Mm,
any hesitation, without any thought, she starts to defend her husband.
mm,
We can say that there is love there, right there.
mm.
No matter what that is, she can say, like, same wise for the husband as well. He can go to his friends and, say that my wife is torturing me, and I like that from just saying, and just saying, like that.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
can say something to his friends, but when the friends start saying about his wife, he's immediately, without any hesitation, starts to defend his wife. So
Mm,
that's love right there in arranged marriage. That's what I would say.
mm.
Again, just from my relatives, not no nothing personal, no
No
personal
personal
experience.
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no personal experience. That's
yeah.
from what I know.
Mm.
That's
No, I
it.
think that can be said for love in general. Like, you know, like if you're
Yeah.
really in love with someone, you're going to go all the way to sort of like protect each other
Mhm.
and be there for each other. So, yeah, I think in either case, like, I think people would try to defend their significant other.
Other.
So, yeah, I guess that is what love is, right? Something
Yeah.
that neither of us have experienced, but are hopeful that we will.
Hey, come on! I would love to experience it right now if the girl accepts it, but I'm not sure. Yes, if the girl back in India, like I said, if the girl back in India, she says, At least she could give me some sort of signal. Yes, I would go running back to her. But no, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. But yeah, there's that hope. We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
just
can we can be
let's just
hopeful.
say, yeah, we can be hopeful.
Yeah, for sure. We
Yeah.
can definitely be hopeful.
Mhm.
Fingers crossed.
There
Fingers
you go.
crossed.
I tried. There you go. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think like especially for people like me and you, or you and
Mm-hmm.
I, who've not experienced anything, like sometimes it can be
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh, you haven't like experienced anything, so how can you talk so much about it?" Again, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, it's perspective that we've gained from our parents and from
Yes.
things that we've seen around us.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess like you said, going back to that sort of ice rink thing, where when you
Mm.
see people together,
Oh
you
yeah.
sort of like hope and wish that you had
Oh
the same.
yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we can be hopeful in saying that it'll come eventually. Like, of course, we have to try,
Sure.
we have to do our part, but it'll
Mm-hmm.
it'll it'll come there. It'll get there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get there
Yep.
eventually because I think you will know when it's actually true
There.
love, if you will.
True. There you go.
If it's more than just the physical attraction that you have for that person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like yeah, I need to like personally, I need to feel comfortable with that person. When I feel comfortable, then yeah, then I'll decide. Till then, let's say I have a lot of friends. That's it. I like to stop it right there. I have a lot of
mm,
friends. That's it.
gotcha. You said comfortable. Do you think you want to be as comfortable with your future partner as you are with your mom?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yes. I
Mm,
want to share everything. I want to be so comfortable that I can share everything. The good side of me, the bad side of me. I don't want to hide anything. So
mm,
there's two things I learned from girls.
mm,
Everyone, okay, this is just my perspective.
mm,
Nothing saying about anyone. My perspective. So the one thing I learned about girls, everyone says that girls are complicated. And like, I personally think they're simple. They're really
mm,
simple. So all they need is truth, being
uh,
honest and saying truth, and don't hide anything from there, and just
mm,
treat them with respect. That's it.
mm,
And when you do that, yeah, you can be comfortable with anyone. That's it.
mm,
So yeah, like I said before, with my significant other, I just want to share everything.
mm,
Like I just want her to see the real me, that there's a person behind this mask. Like
mm,
not everyone knows who I am. Uh, but I want her to see everything of me, like the good side, the good part of me, the bad part of me. The day I do that, yes,
mm,
the person I can do that with, yes, that I guess that could be my significant other. Let's say my wife,
mm. Your ideal partner.
ideal partner. Yes, there you go. That's the
Yeah.
word I'm looking for.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, this is a place for sharing perspectives. You said it's your own
Mm-hmm.
perspective, and that's what
Yep.
I want. The fact that you're sharing your own
Mm-hmm.
perspective, and that's beautiful. So I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate the fact that you're sharing your perspective. Because
Yep.
yeah, like I think sometimes when we talk about things like this, people can like be a little more apprehensive. They're not necessarily
Mm-hmm.
willing to share. So I'm glad
Yeah.
that you were open to talking about stuff.
Oh God, no. I'm an open person. I'm an open book. To be
You're an
honest,
open book.
I'm an open book.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah, I like
mm,
to be open book. Yeah, why to share everything? Share what you can. Hide
mm,
what you can't. But be
mm.
open book. Just be honest with everyone. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, everyone needs a little bit of that honesty in their lives. That's it.
Hmm.
From others, that's what they expect.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that sense, like you said, like there, you need to be vulnerable with, or you
Hmm.
need to feel the sense of vulnerability with your partner. Only then you
Partner.
can sort of like see that as something that can
Hmm.
go forward. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is interesting because like
Hmm.
with people that I mean, of course,
Hmm.
like you said, we're not going to be vulnerable towards everybody
Yep.
because you want to sort of like shield yourself from
Hmm.
any sort of mishap or
Society.
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, when you
Hmm.
can find that person that you can be open to and be like,
Yeah.
oh, an open book that she can flip the pages to,
That's it.
then yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Hmm.
I think that can
Like even
be.
I said, I'm an open book. There's things that I can't. There's things I don't want to share. Not that I
Mm,
can't. I don't want to share with everyone. That I should be able to share with her and my mom and her. That's it.
mm,
Like yeah, I can share anything. Like I used to share that everything with my dad, not even my
mm,
mom. But after my dad passed away, then my mom made me feel that much comfortable again.
mm.
Yep.
Gotcha. I'll ask you. I have a couple of questions more.
Yeah, no problem.
One other than that sort of like sense of like that lunchbox story that you shared about your parents. What is something like maybe three things that you've learned from them that you wish to sort of take forward in your future life?
So
in terms of like the
So
aspect of marriage and love.
sure. So there's one thing that I learned in my 21 years of my life, and that's what apparently my dad has been doing is 33 years of marriage, their marriage.
Hmm.
What is that? Whenever they used to fight, how couple are, they fight for silly things and they fight for big things. No
Hmm.
matter what the fight is, no matter who started it, no matter what was the cause, my dad was the one who always apologizes. I didn't realize till after he was gone. My
Hmm.
dad was the one who apologized every single time. I want to do that. Why not? I mean,
Hmm.
he's like, once I kind of asked him for one thing. I didn't know he did
Hmm.
it. He did that every time. I
Hmm.
asked him, why, Dad? Why do you do that? Why? I mean, at that time, my mom was the one. How moms are.
Hmm.
So my mom was the one who started not the fight, but like small kind of sort
Hmm.
of let's say lovers spat, not lovers spat.
Hmm.
Let's say husband and wife spat.
Yeah.
But my dad was the one who ended up apologizing to her. I asked him, why, Dad, why? Then he just told him that your mom does so much for us. What's a little sorry? What if she started it? What if I started it? It's just a small sorry. If it's just a small sorry that could solve the problem, I might as well be the one to say it. That's it. I really like that point. He's like, no
Hmm.
matter how big the fight is, how small it is, he's the one who always ends up apologizing to her. I really like that one.
Hmm.
That's the major one. And other two things, I don't know. Like, what are you looking for exactly?
I mean, nothing like if
I don't
there's
know.
something that you saw, or like if you were to try and think back to maybe moments or something or memories that
Hmm.
you sort of noticed, and now when you look back, like when you like
Hmm.
introspectively look back, is there
Hmm.
anything that you're like, oh, I wish to have that
Okay.
in the future? I mean, you've
So,
shared most of it, but I was just
yeah.
wondering to see if
So
there's
there's
anything
one
else.
other major thing.
Mm.
My mom actually, she was supposed to have a job and all, but after the marriage, my mom stopped working. She decided to be a housemaker
Mm.
because my dad even was that he was my dad told my mom apparently that one is pretty good, pretty much enough for to run the household. You don't have to work if you don't want to and all that.
Mm.
So as my mom sacrificed her job, I mean her working
Mm.
thing for like her job and all for in order to stay home and taking care of her husband and her children for us. And my dad made her the boss of the house. But I think that happens in every household. But in our house, literally my mom is the boss.
Mm.
Like every decision has to go through, no matter how small the decision is, how big it is. No matter if we are buying, let's say in our childhood we used to buy clothes for every festival like we do in India.
Mm.
No matter what kind of clothes, if I go accidentally to my dad, he'll say no, go to mom. If I want anything, we should ask mom. If we are buying a car, we should ask our mom. If we are buying
Mm.
a TV for the house, we should ask our mom. If we want a new shoes, we have to ask our mom. So
Mm.
everything, every small and big decision has to go through her. That's what my dad made. I
Mm.
guess that is one of the biggest reasons we are even surviving after even my dad passed away. We're
Mm.
surviving because she was the one who made the decisions back then, and who's still making the decisions in our house right now. So
Mm.
yeah, I guess that's one of the beautiful things my dad did, and
Mm.
my mom went through too.
Mm.
And I wouldn't say necessary, but I think my mom gave up a lot of her freedom and a lot of her thing. A lot of most of her life to take care of us, her family per se, and like
Mm.
my dad and us. I mean, let's say that she'd never even okay. So let's say in her entire life, she's all we can count like how many movies she has been to, because every time she ended wanted to go to a movie, there's a next day there was a homework assignment due, or there was something due which she wanted to help. Instead of going to a movie or spending time with my dad, she wanted to take care of us. So yeah, she gave up a lot. So
Mm.
there's those beautiful things that I like about my parents and all.
Mm.
There's that.
That is
And
beautiful.
in the end, everything has love in it, so like you asked for.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
think
I
the
think it's pretty
yeah.
common in every Indian household though. I'm not sure here, like we don't know much about here, but yeah, back in
Mm.
India, that's pretty common thing.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's differences in sort of
Mhm.
cultures and like sort of the way that everybody's brought up in different parts of the world. So I can totally sort of understand your sentiment of
Mhm.
that that maybe doesn't translate to the United States, but it's commonly
Mhm.
like observed in India. Because
Yeah.
yeah, like for me too, like even though my mom used to come back from work, because she
Mhm.
used to work for a good chunk of her time in the United Arab Emirates.
Mm-hmm.
She would come back from work and then she would sit down with me and try to sort of make me do my homework or make me study for
Homework.
my
Yes.
exams and things like that. So yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
think there is like the one thing that you see a lot with like parents especially is that sort of sense of sacrifice that they're willing to
Mm-hmm.
go as far as they can for their children,
Yes.
which I think in a lot of ways we as kids are very
Mm-hmm.
lucky in that sense that our parents are willing to like do
Yeah.
whatever they can in their power to sort of make our dreams come true,
Mm-hmm.
which is really beautiful in a lot of
Mm.
ways.
And
Um,
yeah, there's one more thing I would like to
mm,
say about every mom in the entire world, not just any
mm,
country per se, but in the entire world. They do everything for their kids, like you
mm,
said about your mom, that she goes to work and comes back home and helps you do your homework. And no matter how many chores they do, how much work they do, they still manage to have a smile on their face. I just don't
mm,
know how moms do it, and I
mm,
really want to applaud for that. And
yeah.
I that's one of the main things that makes them a superhero for every child. That's
Mm,
what I think.
yeah, yeah,
I
for
don't know. I
sure.
know I'm talking like kind of a mature guy,
No,
but
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
sure.
no, 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 no. I mean, share whatever you're feeling to share. I
Mm,
appreciate the fact that
yes.
you're saying
Thank
that.
you.
And yeah, like to any
Hmm.
moms watching, my mom too,
Hmm.
and your mom too, thank you.
Yep.
Because yeah,
Thank you for
without
everything.
thank you
Thank
for
you for
everything.
everything.
Yeah, because without y'all, I mean, neither of us, this wouldn't be happening. So
Nope.
yeah, so
Yeah.
thank you to all the
And
moms and all the future moms.
yeah, future mom, sure. Yeah, and one thing there's about my mom, which I kind of like, and
Mm,
I don't like to. So every day, like I said, I talk to my mom pretty chunk of my day, because there's one other reason. If I
mm,
don't talk to her, she doesn't go to sleep. Without me calling her, she doesn't go to sleep, no matter how late it is. And if she doesn't still get my call, I would get a call next day saying that, oh, now you're a big man, not even calling your mom. I know that's a kind of like a prank, not prank call. Let's say that sarcasm, but
mm,
it might be sarcasm. But yeah, I know I'm scared of that sarcasm. But yeah, I just call her no matter what. I
mm,
call her. I have to talk to her. Then she goes to sleep, making sure that I'm okay. Yeah, at least for a second. She says, let me at least call me for a second or a couple of seconds, because I need to see you. I need to make sure that you're doing okay, because you're not in front of me anymore. So I need to make sure that you're okay. And then she goes to sleep. And
mm,
when she wakes up in the morning, she have to call me, making sure, okay, now I saw your face. Now, yeah, I'm doing
mm.
good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same thing with me too. Like, if I don't like text my parents or send them an
Hmm.
audio message, there's gonna be a message back, or they'll try calling me. They're like, "Where you at?
There
Like,
you
what
go.
are you doing?" Yeah, I think it's
Hmm.
that sense of fear, like the fact that
Yeah.
we're staying on the other side of the
So
world.
far. Hmm.
Yeah, it's that sense of fear that they're hoping that nothing, like that everything is okay.
Yeah.
um yeah, like just to cap off this segment before we transition into the latter stages of the
Hmm.
podcast. um how has it
Hmm.
been different for you? I mean, you talked about this, that your father passed a
Yeah.
year back, or a
Yeah.
year and a few months back.
Yeah.
How different has it been for you as a person since your father passed?
So I don't know, to be honest, because everyone, including my family, my roommates, my friends, including you, thought that my father was my really best friend. They didn't know how I would survive after
Mm,
my father passed away. And to be honest, when I got the news, I didn't know how to react. Okay, let's say. So to be honest, it was morning. It was around 7 o'clock in the morning when I got the phone call, and I was really asleep. Seven, as people who know me know that I go to sleep around 6 in the morning when it's holidays. I go to
mm,
sleep at 6. Yeah. So it's been an hour since I went to sleep. 7:30, I would say. I got a call from my brother, which is usually rare because my
mm,
brother never calls me. I'll be the one who calls him.
mm,
So he called me saying that, well, I cut his phone for the first time. For the first time I cut his phone. I was like,
mm,
why is this dude calling me at this time of the day? Maybe I can
mm,
call him later. And I got a call from him second time. So then I picked up. I was still asleep. Then he told me that don't cry. I was like, why would I cry? You call me at 7 a.m. in the
mm,
morning. You're telling me not to cry. What's happening?
mm,
Then he break the news for me. I didn't know how to react. My first reaction was I threw the phone at the wall, which I don't know, which I don't
mm,
do usually. So then I didn't know how to react. I never cry. I didn't cry. I didn't laugh. I didn't do anything. So I just asked him one question: what am I supposed to do now?
Mm.
So he said this, like being the sons, we have the responsibility to take care of the funeral, which is just come home. So
Mm.
as we know, as the students, we are like college students, we can't afford a ticket costing like $1,200, $1,300, which transitions to 1.5 lakh back in India. So I didn't know what to do. Then my brother told me that all the arrangements are being done right now as we speak. So like my mom's friends who stay, we live in an apartment building. We
Mm.
live in a building. So they took care of everything. So he just told me to pack the bag. I don't know what to pack. I think so. As far as I remember, I just put a couple of pants and two shirts in the bag, and I didn't do anything. My roommates they got the news. So immediately after he got the news, my one of my roommates, as you know, Nikhil.
Mm.
So he rushed back from Norman, which is like 20 miles from here, 20 to 30
Mm.
miles from here. He rushed back, and and at that instant, I caught the flight in Dallas, which is like 250 miles from here. So I got the news in the morning at 7. So my flight was says at 6 in the evening. So I
Mm.
caught the flight and went back home. So yeah, that all happened, and we took care of the funeral, which was good. We had a good turnout, and I didn't know there were so many people that cared for my dad, and there's like literally a good chunk, not just good, like a whole lot of people who I even don't know. So
Mm.
then they turned up, and it went good. Then we took care of other formalities, we do a small sort of ceremony thing for 13 days. After 13 days of that, and we did that, and after that immediately my brother said, you don't have to do anything, you just go back. And I was in the middle of midterms back then.
Mm.
No,
Yeah.
my brother said, go back, go have your lead your life, and I'll take care of everything. I'll take care of your education, I'll take care of everything. And yes, I came back here, went through my midterms, which I did good. And if I remember, you didn't know till I got back here. You didn't know what
I
was
don't know.
going on. I just went home. I didn't tell anyone because I had no time. I
Yeah.
didn't talk to anyone. So I just went back there, took care of formalities, got back here, completed the rest of my semester, which went good. And yeah, since that's COVID happened. I
Mm.
don't know. The ironic part of COVID is like just before COVID, I thought I need a break now, and then
Mm.
we got a 5 month break, which was good. And
Mm.
yeah, that's how it went down. And right now we are. So that's how
That you,
that's how.
yeah,
Yeah.
you think that 5 month period sort of helped you cope?
Yeah, really, it did.
Mm.
But yeah, I did some mistakes which I wouldn't, which I can say it out. Like I bought 53 games, which I got
Mm.
53 games on my PlayStation Pro, which was a bad decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed my break though.
Mm.
I had a let's say I really had good roommates.
Mm.
Yeah, and yeah, 5 months was good. It was a little tough because I was staying away from my mom that long, and
Yeah.
I didn't get to do that, get to talk about things and all that. But yeah, it's fine. I would say not good, not bad. It's fine. It's on the middle
Mm.
ground right there.
You've made
Yeah.
your peace with it. You've made your peace with the fact that
Not sure, but yeah, let's
mm,
say I'm on my way to
you're on
making
your way
peace with.
there.
Yeah, I'm on my way there.
And yeah, dude, I mean, I personally can't imagine because
Yeah.
I think one of my biggest insecurities is losing my parents, and not just like physically them passing away or
Mm.
anything, but like even like if something bad happens, like
Yeah.
and like we just separate, like if something
Yeah.
happens, like that is personally like a big insecurity of mine. So I can't imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, like props to you for like having that strength to sort of get through it,
Yeah.
man.
No problem.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
fine. I mean, it's not like I could there. I was there to stop it. Maybe if I was there back at home, I could have stopped
mm,
it. Dragged him to the hospital somehow and did something. But I'm not there. I can. There's nothing I could do.
it was out of
So
your
right
control.
now, yeah. After that, I just focus only on one thing: taking care of my mom. That's it. That's
Mm,
all. That's on my mind.
mm,
That's it. Taking care of my mom, making sure she never cries again. After
mm,
seeing her cry, I couldn't take it. Making sure she has a smile on her face. That's it. That's all I need. That's all I have to care about. That's all I. That's all I. That's what gets me up every day.
mm,
The face of my mom smiling. That's it. That's what gets me up my bed every day morning.
mm.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Maybe that's one of the reasons I still don't get a girlfriend. Sure. Yeah. You know. Who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows?
Who knows? Who
Might be.
knows? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, transitioning into like the latter stage of the podcast,
Hmm.
I do this segment with the guests, and it's called Bish Bash Bosh.
Wait.
So
What is it?
basically, it's called Bish Bash Bosh.
It's a nice name.
If you don't know what that means, head to
Uh-huh.
the Instagram page Random Relatability, and
Sure.
I've explained it over there in a couple of posts.
Yeah.
So go check it out if you don't know. But
Yeah.
basically, I will give you 5 words, and you
Mm-hmm.
have to respond to those 5 words in three answers, like 3 words
Okay.
or 3 phrases.
Okay.
Um, and these words, like I've mentioned in those posts,
Mm-hmm.
they're words that sort of are like part of the principle for me, like behind the reason
Mm-hmm.
why I started this podcast
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So yeah, so basically I'll give you those 5 words and you have to respond to them in three different answers or
Yeah, I think
phrases.
I might need an example for this.
Yeah. So for example,
Mm-hmm.
if I was to say love, what are the three things that come to your mind when I say the word love? Right? So
Uh,
it's something like that. Love is
sure.
not the word, but yeah. So
Oh, sure,
that's
sure,
the
sure, sure, sure.
example. Yeah.
So now I got it.
Okay.
Kind of got it. Let's try.
But
Let's
let's
try.
try. We'll figure it out. We'll
Let's
figure
try.
it out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the first word is differences. What comes to your mind when I say the word differences?
Differences, I would say trust,
Mm.
like I said, responsibility, and mm, um, I can only think of two.
That's okay.
Uh,
That's okay. No
yeah.
worries.
Do you want me to explain them though?
Yeah, if you want to. If you want to.
Yeah. So, like you said, differences. Yeah. When you said differences, I can only think of differences between a couple.
Hmm.
Why could they separate and all that? Because
Hmm.
there's not enough trust between each other. And what was the other word that I said?
Responsibility.
Not being responsible for each
Hmm.
other right there. So that's what I could think of. And
Hmm.
differences in opinion. There you go.
Okay.
People might have differences in opinion for one thing.
Hmm.
There you go. I made it to three. Yes.
Okay. 4 more words
Nice.
to go. 4 more words
Oh
to
God,
go.
no. Okay,
The
let's
second
go.
word is nuance. Nuance basically means like in between, like it's not just black and white, like there is an overlap.
Oh, gray, middle
Yeah,
ground.
like gray, middle ground. Right, exactly.
Oh, okay. I would say peace,
Hmm.
happy.
Hmm.
Uh, oh, I should go for one more, huh? Uh, 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 uh. What's one more? Any clue? Any help? No.
I mean,
Okay.
what do you think? Like when you think of people who have like
Mm-hmm.
different opinions, what is
Middle
it
ground.
about it like
Yes.
that you can find middle ground? Like what is that thing
Mm-hmm.
that maybe helps you find middle ground, for example?
Compromise.
Okay, there we go.
Compromise is the middle ground. There you go.
Beautiful.
Nuance.
Cool. Cool. The third word
Woo!
is
Oh
learning.
God, no.
What comes to your mind when I
Learning.
say learning?
Learning. It's never ending.
Mm,
Knowledge.
mm.
Uh, mm, 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 college, I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
School, college.
School, college.
That can all be shrunk to one word. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The fourth word is empathy. What comes to your mind when I say the word empathy?
Empathy. Ganesh. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, empathy can be in different ways. There's not
What is
three
it for
words to
you?
explain it. For
Whatever
me,
comes to your mind, yeah, for you, from your perspective.
uh, it's like people,
Mm,
in general, people in general
mm,
should have empathy. I mean, I
mm,
think most of us do, but like
mm,
100%. Um, Families,
mm,
an arranged marriage. There you
mm.
go.
Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting
I like
matured.
it.
Nice,
Last
nice.
word, similarities. What comes to your mind when I say similarities?
Similarities. Okay. A
Mm,
couple with similarities make a good couple, though.
mm,
But there's also, I don't know how many the viewers might have watched How I Met Your Mother. There's olive theory.
mm,
People with different similarities make a really good couple. I'm not sure how true that is, but
mm,
not sure. Similarities couple, friends, no,
mm.
and I don't know what's the third one I'm looking for. Friends, love, couple or love,
Mm.
marriage,
Marriage.
general.
There needs to be some sort of similar
Yeah.
goal or something in the
Yes.
marriage,
Yes.
which
Yes.
sort of
Yes.
keeps it alive.
Hmm. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Cool. That is the end of Bish
Nice.
Bash Bosh.
Nice.
Thank you for your responses. We're
You're
gonna head
welcome.
into we're gonna head into the last two questions for the podcast.
Yeah. No problem.
The first one is, how do you personally um, relate to other people who probably don't share the same opinions as you? Um,
So I personally think everyone has their opinion.
mm,
And there's one thing about me that I really like about myself is that I don't like to judge anyone. I
Mm.
don't like to judge anyone, and I personally think no one has a right to judge others, because there's no levels of people. There's no one cannot be on top all the time, one cannot be on low. There's different people.
Right.
Everyone might be good at something. Like I can be good at something, and for example, let's say one can be good at learning, good at college, getting grades. One can be good at inventing something. So there's that. So difference of opinion. Everyone is different. I personally think that. I don't know if
Mm.
if it answers your question. I want to say something, but there you go.
No, but yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but like, my question was basically was, how do you
Mhm.
relate to those people? Like,
How do I relate?
how do you find commonality or something like that?
I'm not sure.
Mm.
What is an example? Give me an
Okay, sure.
example
For
of
like
that.
example, for this is a random example, but we
Yeah,
mentioned
no
at the
problem.
start that you like
Mhm.
superhero movies.
Oh
If you were
yeah,
to meet someone that doesn't like
Green Arrow.
superheroes movies, if you were
Well,
to meet
I don't
someone
know.
who doesn't like Green Arrow, how
Uh
would you
huh.
have a conversation with them? Like, how would you sort of
Okay,
find a way
I
to
will.
talk to them?
I'll find something else that we have in common. I didn't necessarily have to. So, okay, first thing I would do, I would pursue. I would ask them why not, why don't they like Green Arrow, and I would pursue them to like Green Arrow. I would after all my efforts, they still
Mm,
don't like Green Arrow. I'll just find something else to talk about. To be honest,
mm.
yeah, there's just a lot of things which we can talk about, but I would pursue them. Green Arrow's the best.
You're like, watch it.
Watch it. Yes, he's the
Yeah.
best. Look, I have the action figure if you want me to show though. Yeah,
Mm, gotcha.
yeah.
That's cool.
I love the Green
That's
Arrow.
cool. Yeah, because I think, like you said, it's about like finding different things to talk about
Yes.
or
Mm-hmm.
like appreciating the differences, even if
Yes.
you don't like Green Arrow.
Mhm. Yeah,
It-
I'll ask them. I'll
yeah.
ask them, what do you like? If I mean,
Yeah.
they have to like some kind of superhero. But if they don't like anything, yeah, they might not. Find
Mm,
something else to talk about. There's a lot of things that we can talk about in this
mm,
world. So find something else.
fair.
That's
Fair.
it. Mhm.
Okay. For the last question of this podcast, or this
Yeah.
episode rather, um, leave, or this is not a question, I guess, but
Okay.
leave the listeners, leave the people with a positive thought or a positive quote or something, or a positive thing, whatever
Wait.
thing that is that you've learned from
Me.
somebody. Yeah, you leave.
You're asking me
Yeah, yeah.
to leave
I
a
mean, we.
positive thought for the
I mean, we all,
viewers.
we've all learned something that's
Mhm.
positive, or we've all
Okay.
observed something that is positive. So leave us with
Yeah.
something positive to close us
Okay, what I would say is it might necessarily not be for everyone though, but respect your parents no matter what it is.
off.
Just don't be mad at them. For them getting mad at it's for some similar silly thing that you did. It might be silly for you, but it might not be for them.
Mm,
They always look over your shoulder for everything.
mm,
Just be that be responsible for your parents as well now, not just being they being responsible for you. We should be responsible as well. And coming to girls, I don't know, I know that I don't have a girlfriend, but just be honest with them. That's it. Just be
mm.
honest, be simple, be plain. I know I should find one by now, but yeah, just be honest with them. Just girls are simple. To be honest, girls are really simple. They're not that complicated. Just be out, just be open with them, just be honest, don't lie.
Mm,
That's the main thing. Don't lie. They can find it. Not just my mom or any girl. Any girl can find like at that instant when you're lying. So just don't lie to them. Just
mm.
be honest and do that.
That's your
To the
positive
to the
outlook.
to the girls who are to all the girls who are watching, I guess that's your superpower. Any girl can find when you're lying. That I think
Mm,
that's really a good thing about them. But yeah,
yeah.
and it's not a bad thing too. But yeah,
Mm.
there's that.
So
They
that's
can
your sort
find.
of positive outlook is to
Positive, yes. Just
okay.
just be honest. There's nothing to hide. If you did something bad, just come out in the open. Just tell
Mm,
it. Just share it with the people that you can share it with. Just
mm,
sharing things. It makes you feel good about yourself and all that. Just let it out. Just don't
mm,
don't keep everything inside you. And I'm that kind of person. I keep everything inside me.
mm,
But just let it out. When you let it out to some person, if you're comfortable with you, that you're comfortable sharing it with, you'll feel really good. You'll feel really light. You know,
mm. I like it.
just do
I
that.
like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
That's a really
Okay,
good. That's a
finally.
really good way to end end this
Yeah.
episode of the podcast. So thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Da. Thank
Uh,
you. Thank you for having me. It's the first time I think I'll be featuring on some podcast. I don't know how this went. I don't know how far
Mm.
you liked it, but yeah,
No, I think it was a
I
good
had really,
conversation. Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know that this much time has passed. Just talking about it. This is this is our regular conversation for who don't know. This
Yeah.
is what we talk every day. This is how we
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
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 Thanks, Da. Thank you for starting this kind of platform for us. Where we can share about things,
Yeah.
where about it to everyone. Yeah,
We can
I
talk
really
about
like
girl
this.
problems and arranged
Oh,
marriage.
no, why not? Why not? Someday
But
when we
no,
have
dude.
girlfriends, sure,
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
for sure.
But yeah, thank you to
Yeah,
you and thank you to everybody
yeah,
who's
sure.
listening and watching.
Mhm.
Take care.
Check this podcast out, please. Thank you. Check
Thank you.
this episode. Thanks, Da. Bye.
Thank you for watching this episode of Perspective Platoon with Prateek. Make sure to follow Ganesh on his social media accounts and mention in the comment section below some of the things that you could relate to or some of the things that you found interesting that we spoke about today. Make sure to also check the description section for other content and information sources that we've mentioned in this episode. Make sure to like this video, share it around, and subscribe to the channel and follow Random Relatability on all social media platforms. If you've watched this episode in its entirety, I appreciate you for doing so. Thank you so much once again. So until next time, stay safe, take care, and don't forget to keep your mind open to different perspectives because you never know. Random relatability might just be around the corner.